Hello and welcome to Shutter Study. In the last decade we've seen a complete influx of video dimensions and resolutions, which can be quite confusing to those who've only just adopted to the HD format. Here at Shutter Study we're going to be taking a closer look at those different resolutions, starting with standard definition. Now while a number of televisions and camcorders that filmed in standard definition use the 4.3 format, we're going to be looking at 16:9 in particular. What is left of standard definition comes in a 720x480 format. This can normally be found on low-end camcorders as well as compact cameras. This particular format is used on DVDs, so while you may be filming in high definition, you will have to downgrade the resolution to that size in order to fit on the DVD properly. First up in the HD lineup is 720, which is 1280 by 720 pixels. This particular format can be found on most compacts, but also as a downgrade option on SLRs. 720 still holds a popular front due to the fact that the file sizes are smaller and also are flexible when it comes to different frame rates. This particular flexibility that 1080 HD doesn't have is why most broadcast channels tend to use that format. But while they continue to develop on 1080's frame rates, the popularity of 720 may go down over time. And next up we have 1080 high definition, which is 1920 by 1080 pixels. This particular format is found in a majority of camcorders, compact cameras, smartphones, CSC cameras, bridge cameras, and SLRs. However, as mentioned before, 1080 tends to take up much more bigger file sizes, but also they're not as flexible with the frame rates, only being available in 24, 25, and 30 frames per second. But while those frame rates tend to be the normal standard format when it comes to televisions, higher frame rates are being brought in, such as 60 frames per second on particular Sony SLRs and Panasonic bridge cameras. But while those tend to be main exceptions, most of that higher frame rate is only going to be available in the professional models. While 1080 and 720 are being found in most consumer products, there is an expansion going on in the HD department with 4K. Unlike 1080 and 720, 4K is the measurement of horizontal lines across as opposed to vertical, and 4K is twice the amount of 1080 high definition, but requires much more megapixels to record, whereas 1080 uses 2.1 megapixels, 4K requires 8. While 4K is the popular term it's being referred to, it's also known as ultra high definition. 4K is still having a slow introduction at this present time. Televisions are much more accepting of it, but there's still only high-end professional camcorders like the Red series that film in this format. But while 4K may seem significantly high, 8K has also been only recently introduced as well. Much like with 4K, 8K is being measured in the horizontal scan line, so that's 8,000 pixels across. It's 4 times the amount of 1080 HD and requires a 33 megapixel sensor to record. To show an example of how 8K is still in its introductory phases, the Franklin Institute only just premiered a film that's in 8K format called To Space and Back. This film only just premiered in May 2013. Next time on Shutter Study we're going to be taking a closer look at the different frame rates that videos come in. If you'd like to ask any more questions regarding video resolution, feel free to post them in the comments below, ask on our Facebook, Twitter or Tumblr. If you'd like to learn more with Shutter Study, please subscribe.